Hello, Earth Sign Collective, and welcome to your Candlemas reading at Modern Day Meta. You can find out about me in the description box below, along with many links, where to find me on social media, and how to book a session. We are celebrating today the midpoint between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. And technically for witches, this is the first day of spring. So happy Imbolc or Candlemas to everybody. We are celebrating the return of light. And I thought it would be nice to do a tarot spread for our elements and find out what messages Spirit has for you. So after fire, which was first in celebration of the hearth and Breed, the Celtic goddess, which is in charge of that fire in the hearth, we are going to be focusing on our Earth Collective. And I have pre-shuffled and prayed for these cards. I'm going to go ahead and lay them out now. For our Earth Collective, thank you, Spirit. This is Tarot de la Nuit, which I thought was appropriate because we are night moving to light. So we begin with where we're moving, or our current place. And let's see what's going on. Thank you, Spirit, for planting seeds. For our Earth Collective, please. For spring cleaning, bringing warmth. Thank you, Spirit. Shining a light. Earth Collective, please. And rebirthing. And I'm going to clarify these with the 8th house tarot, which is holographic and reflects light beautifully. So here we go. Please clarify. We're going to clarify these cards. Thank you, Spirit. We need one more card for planting seeds for the Earth Collective. Thank you. There it is. Peeking out. Spring cleaning, Spirit. Spring cleaning, Earth Collective. Please clarify. Show us clearly. Show us clearly. Thank you, Spirit. Almost wanted it seemed like it wanted to come out. Spring cleaning, Earth Collective. Spring cleaning, Earth Collective. Spring cleaning, Earth Collective. That one does. And bringing warmth. Shining a light. Earth Collective. What's being shown to them? And rebirthing. Earth Collective. What's being born in them? Reborn in them. Reawakened in them. Thank you, Spirit. All right, here we go, Earth Collective. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you. Planting seeds. What do you want to grow in your life? Ooh, we've got the Emperor here. So some of you Earth babies, which for some of you, you are looking at gaining better control of the function of your life. That's how I see the Emperor. He's in absolute control. He can sometimes be a little too controlling, but an Emperor needs to know how to delegate power, how to say no, how to say yes, how to make the difficult decisions to run his empire, right? So this can also represent wanting to manifest the Emperor into your life. This is a major arcana card, so I believe it could absolutely represent a person with these types of qualities. This might be somebody who kind of ticks all the boxes for you, Earth Collective. So you could be trying to manifest somebody to come in, whether it's romantic or otherwise, but somebody who, you know, likes control and manages with control. So it's clarified by, what we got here? 6 of fire, 6 of wands. So in terms of what else you want to grow, I see success here, and this is typically the card of victory. You can kind of see there's a beauty queen celebrating there. The one thing we do need to be cautious about with this card is ego. Having a little bit too much of this energy will put us into the ego, and of course we can't really see very clearly there. I do see some type of victory for you in terms of what it is that you want to plant and grow. You've got the support of the universe here for a victory, and that is what messages that Spirit has for you, Earth Collective, in terms of the seed you'll be planting. Your spring cleaning, Earth Collective. What needs to be cleared out? We've got the Ten of Swords here. So it's really time to let go. I love the way that these cards are depicted, the Tarot de la Nuit. Here you see a guy and he's like pretty much completely underwater, and the only thing that's really left above water is his nose. This is as low as you get. And the 10 in tarot indicates completion, or the completion of this difficult cycle, a cycle where there may have been deep betrayal. And at this point, there's nowhere to go but up, Earth Collective. That is the good news. There is nowhere to go but up from here. So this cycle is clearing, the cycle of feeling betrayed, possibly abandoned, and just stabbed in the back about 1,000,000 times. This is ending for you. And you're being encouraged this season as the light returns to let it go, to be frozen and do some singing and let it go so that you can move out of that energy completely. It's clarified here by the 5 of fire, which is, 5 is a contrast card. It's a card that's filled with change, and the change that's offered to us usually comes, the illumination comes through contrast, which means the opposite of usually what we're looking for. It's contrasted. So with the 5 of fire here, I think that you need to stick up for yourself. Do what's right for you. This card can represent rivalry and competition, but it's a lighter kind. It's not as serious as the 5 of swords. But there is this type of rivalry, and I think it's really about choosing your battles, because it takes a lot of energy to fight, and you don't want to, fight for no reason, or go to battle, go to war for no reason. You've got to choose your battles very, very carefully. So a little more discretion this season, this Candlemas season, Earth Collective, with the battles that you're going to choose to fight and put your energy behind, right? You want to make sure you get a good return for your investment. So that's what you're letting go of, Earth Collective. And bringing warmth. How will you spread joy and happiness? Well, Earth Collective, Spirit's telling you by taking a break, by finding a place where you can rejuvenate, relax, restore, heal. Fortunately for you, we do have Mercury retrograde here happening later this month, and all those rewords are right in his wheelhouse. So this is a card of healing and rest, and it's indicating, Spirit's indicating that there may be some burnout, and if you want your joy and happiness, you've got to take time out for you too. So it's clarified by this, 9 of Cups. Nice. All right, so I think that there's a promise here. Earth Collective, this is a very positive card. It's the wish fulfillment card, this 9 of Cups. And it's about dreams coming true. And so, you know, I think it's what Spirit's saying here is if you take the time to do the restoring and the healing that you need to do, there's a promise here, a great promise of deep emotional satisfaction, wishes being fulfilled and coming true. And because it's the cups, it's deeply emotionally satisfying. So this is how you're going to spread joy and happiness this Candlemas season, Earth Collective. It's very good news. And let's see what's happening in terms of shining a light and where Spirit wants to shed illumination for you, Earth babies. And what parts of your life need illumination? Here is the Eight of Pentacles. So Spirit's kind of encouraging here for you to possibly look at returning to school, studying, taking an apprenticeship, and just basically taking a skill or talent you have and really refining and honing it into perfection. So this is a card of hard work and potentially returning to school to refine a very specific skill or talent you might have. All right, so it's being clarified by the Hanged One or the Hanged Man, Neptune. And again, this is a card that's suggesting that there's deep inner reflection. There's a pause that's required. Even the Four of Swords is very much about that restoration and taking a pause to restore and heal. And the Hangman is major arcana here. It's about finding a new perspective that's being offered by the divine if you're able to be patient. It is a big pause. It is, hanging upside down from a tree, right? Why the rest of life sort of passes you by. But it is an opportunity to do some deep introspection here and to potentially find a brand new way to look at something. So this is here for you, Earth Collective, a new perspective, as well as refinement of a skill, returning to school for that potentially, or just a lot of hard work. So that's what's being illuminated. And last is what's being reborn in the Earth Collective. Well, we've got the Page of Cups. So there may be an exciting new message here coming up this season for you. One that potentially could be about love, because it is the cups, or just emotion, emotional renewal, emotional excitement. The pages generally are about potential that's yet to be realized in the very beginning of a journey around whatever element. And in this case, it is cups, it is emotion, it is love, it is creativity and spirituality. So I think Spirit's here saying look for a happy surprise. And this happy surprise may be the impetus to reawakening some of your dormant gifts, Earth Collective. Let's see what other messages Spirit has. King of Water, really nice. More water here. King is the master of this realm. He is completely mastered head over heart, heart over head, and he rules with compassion and a lot of tenderness and love and care, making sure that every member of his kingdom is nurtured and well taken care of on an emotional level. This could represent a person who emits or displays those types of qualities. It doesn't necessarily have to be a man, so don't get stuck on the gender here. It is more, energy is genderless, and it's more about the mastery of the emotional realm, or for you, earth signs, or potentially a person that supports you with this, supports you so that, again, those dormant gifts can be reawakened for you. So that is your message from Spirit. Let's finish you up, Earth babies, with an oracle card message from the secret language of light. And here we go. Earth, Candlemas 2020. What's the final message for the Candlemas spread for our Earth Collective? Thank you, Spirit. Final message. Final message for Earth babies. All right, here we go. Thank you, Spirit. And your message is sensitivity. Number 15, which breaks down to a 6, which is about harmony. Let's see what the book says. What your message from the light. Heightened intuition and compassion. Gee, really? With all this water here, you think? You are becoming more sensitive to the energy and vibrations that precede all physical creation. We can all sense these energies, but our rational minds often override our feelings. Sense beyond what you see with your eyes and hear in your mind. Trust your heart will bring together the most up-to-date information through your senses. When we are open to sensing and feeling love, it also means we are open to sensing and feeling fear. This clarifies the importance of actively choosing where you place your gaze and focus your energy. Don't let old stories determine what you will think and feel. There is no hiding behind words. Feeling sorry for another or situation doesn't help them or you. It takes you to a place where you can't hear any solutions and feeds back what they already know. You came here to create reality, not to accept it. You attract what you are, not what you think or what you say, but what you feel. Celebrate your sensitivity. Without it, you may not realize you have a choice. What do you want to bring into your life? In your inspired reflections and actions, imagine you are surrounded by a loving colored light of your choosing. Allow this light to embrace and lift you to a space of love away from fear. Your light will be with you for as long as you need it. And check in with your gut and ask whether the energies you are taking on are helping or hindering. Then place your hands on your heart and ask yourself, what energies am I sending out? Is my heart singing or shrinking? And finally, what have your difficult experiences inspired you to create? How can you help yourself and others move forward in an empowered way? Write down as many things as you can think of. All right, Earth Collective, that is your Candlemas reading. Thank you so very much for spending time out and watching the video to the end if that's what you did. If anything resonated, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time here on Modern Day Meta. Namaste.